Today we are going to do the four-corner drill. The main idea of this drill is to offer my advanced students a concept for more free and instinctive practice of sword fighting techniques. We called it four-corner drill because the attacks are coming from four different corners or angles. Diagonally from above, from the left and from the right. Diagonally or horizontally to the knees from the left and the right. Normally it is so that for each of the aforementioned attacks there is one technique shown and practiced. I think this is quite boring in the long run, and a student doesn't learn how to react in a flexible and instinctive manner. So I show for every attack one or two example techniques. The students can practice that, and then the attacker will come up with randomly selected attacks until the practitioner is using one of the technique in a suitable manner that would end the fight. This brings some fun and some action into the training. Of course, beginners can also learn with this drill, but first they are using basic blocks, basic footwork, and then they start with very simple counterattacks. So for the beginners, we show some simple blocks. Just contacting, just reacting, using leg work. This is important to understand and to use the right leg work. So once more here to the legs, going down and staying out of the distance of the blade, of the range of the blade. And this is an important thing to learn also later for knife fighting and stick fighting. So now we explain the four corners. These are the four attacks. 2 to the head, 2 to the legs. So he is attacking now freely. And I do a technique. So we show now for every attack, we show a technique. I block and I push through. I lead the blade to the other side. Here I block, switch to the other side and go in. I lead through and do a counter. So once more slow, I lead through and counter attack. I lead through, this is very much like Ryuto. Here I counter, I block and I counter immediately from the other side. And here again, I lead the blade to the other side and do my counter. So he attacks me and immediately I go directly to him, to the hands. I also turn a little bit the blade to not to damage the edge of the blade. So on contact I turn it a bit and I can go in immediately. I use this momentum for my counter. And can counterattack to the legs, once more, also to the face of course. I don't go too far to the side, to his tip, because this opens me up. I stay very close to his hands. A small circle with the blade. Once more, a small circle, and this gives me the opportunity for the counterattack. And I also work on his balance. I stay out of the range. I go with the attack in this example. And so that you don't miss such nice videos, subscribe our channel, hit the bell, leave a like, comment and a thumb up, and then you get a notification. Would be a pity if you miss it. So we go on with the video now. So also important, Kamai, when you working with a Segan, you cannot say how he will attack. So I do a certain Kamai which gives an opening, and here we discuss certain possibilities that the opponent has, like a tsuki or a shomen. Also can do a dogiri, or he can attack my leg. And this gives me the opportunity to do a nice counter like I do here. I use my leg work, this turns my body, and I use that for my counter attack, and I can step here under his armpit. I lead it through and stick it into the armpit just. Very simple technique. So here from Owaki no Kamae, same idea. I expose the leg and lure him into his attack. So now from the other side, I can block in that manner with the side of the blade, or I punch it down, use that certain momentum, this short break, or I lead it through and come to my counter. I lead it through and I stay very close with his hand. I do a small circle with my blade, with the tip, and this gives me an opening. It forces him to a big circle. This gives me an advantage. And this we also have in blocking, with in boxing, in knife work, in stick fighting, and also, of course, you can directly attack the face. Yeah, the idea of the Seiga no Kamae is he's just looking on the tip of my blade. The blade is directly to his eyes, and then you give him a little opening, and maybe he attacks then. So now comes the attack to the legs, and here I show a nice technique, just going down or from, and I use the leg work and can open him up. Now, other side to the leg, I lead through and cut the neck. I lead through with the back of the blade or with the edge, but then I go directly to the hands. But the end of the technique is just the same. Small, controlled circles. Once more. Just like that. Yeah, I lead him through. Don't stop him. Just like that. And this gives me the opportunity for the counter. Or directly I cut the hand. Like that. So now you have some things to practice.